Hello everyone, I am Monali Patil here from Vidyalankar classes. Today we are here to discuss some important points of board examination. So this is standard 12 board preparation tips for subject chemistry. See, as we all know that board examination is also important for our JEE and CET point of view also. For JEE at least we should get distinction to become eligible, and for CET also we know that all our basics are there in the HSC board. So you have to do HSC board also very thoroughly. Nowadays we solve so many multiple choice questions and we are preparing for competitive exams, but we do not know how to represent our answers. So basically in the today's session we are going to see how to solve and how to represent our answer. So let us see the question paper pattern, how the chapter wise weightages are given. Now here we can see chapter wise weightage is given, chapter's name, then we have marks without options, and these are marks given with options. First chapter we have solid state. Solid state is for 4 marks, with option it is for 6 marks. Like that way we have all chapters listed over here with marks. These are compulsory marks, these are with options. Total our paper is set for 98 marks, out of which only 70 marks paper we have to solve, right? For that we get 3 hours. So we have total 3 hours to solve a paper of 70 marks, which is 180 minutes are allotted to us to solve 70 marks paper. In our theory paper, there are 4 sections, section A, B, C, D. 1 mark each question, 2 marks each question, 3 marks each question, 4 marks each question. In section A, we have 10 multiple choice question and 8 very short answers type question. Each carries 1 mark, that is MCQ and very short answer type question. Answer in either one word or in one sentence. Then we have section B and section C. In both these we have total 12 questions, out of which we have to attempt only 8. But section B 2 marks each, so they are considered as short answer type question, and section C 3 marks each question, so they are considered as short answer type 2, or we can say it as long answer. Then we have your section D. In section D we have total 5 questions, out of which only 3 questions you have to solve, 4 marks each. Fine. There we have long answer type questions, but it is not compulsory that you will have one question, only one question of 4 marks. You may have 2 marks questions combined, or 1 3 mark question, 1 mark question combined in that. Then general instruction for appearing board exam, we have to, you can use log tables for do calculation, but again it is not compulsory to use log table. If you can do direct calculation, you can do direct calculation, but calculator is not allowed. Then figures to the right indicates full marks, meaning in your question paper right side figures will tell you the question, will tell you the marks which are there for the question. Then we have physical constant. Next is numerical should be of maximum 30%. So out of 100%, 30% of your 70 marks is 12 to 14. So 12 marks you will get compulsory numerical, or with options you will get 14 marks for the numericals. Numericals will be included in every section. Then we have weightage to type of questions. We have first MCQs. See, first we will focus on number of questions. See, question number 1 there will be 10 questions. Question number 2 8 questions, 1 mark each, 1 mark each. This will be MCQs type, 1 mark each, 10 marks. Very short answers, 8 marks. Answer in one sentence or in one word. Then we have question number 3 to 14, 12 questions, and then we have question number 15 to 26, 3 marks each, out of which we have to just solve 8. So rest all are for options. So 8 2s are 16. So this is for 16 marks. This is for actually 8 3s are 24 marks. 4 3s are 12 marks. Fine. with options these marks are given. Actually it is for 16, 24 and 12. So and this is to that there is no option. So this is for 10 marks, this is for 8 marks. Total will be 70 marks. Fine. Next, selection of question. As we all know that in section B and in section C there are B, C and D, there are options given, right? So first in starting, at the start you will first read your question paper and you will decide which question you are going to solve and which questions you are keeping for the options. The question which you are going to keep for the option, that now this thing you will do on last page as rough work, and this you will do on your last page. Fine. There at the start only you will write section B, C and D. Write down all question numbers. Suppose in section B you are keeping 5, 7, 10 and 12 for the option. Here suppose you are keeping 18, 20, 23, 26 for an option. For option, this is first 27 and 29 if you are not going to solve, right? So first you will now have your mindset that I am going to solve only these many questions. So you will think of only those many questions and then you will write. After solving again section B, you have to check that whether you have skipped any question or no. Fine. I am not saying that you will not solve extra questions. If you wanted to solve extra question, what I will suggest is, suppose you started with question section B. Solve all these questions and suppose you feel like solving 5, 7 also, then leave some space and then start with section C, right? So you will write each section on new page. As you all know that we have to write each section on new page, and after completing this again leave some space to solve extra question. But what I will suggest, you do not solve extra questions now only. First you solve section C also, section D. First complete your whole paper and then you solve extra questions. Fine. So you can leave space after that instead of again writing section B on next page, or say after they completing section C, D again you will do section B. Do not do like that. So leave some space and go to next page. There are multiple pages given. Many pages are there in the board answer sheets. Now next is how we'll represent our answer. First is MCQ. While solving MCQ, we have to remember that we have to write, say, question number 1 MCQ Roman numeral. It is given in Roman numeral. Fine. The question itself asked is select the correct option and write answer, right? So you have to write option first. Suppose your option is A and answer is metal. Suppose answer is metal. You have to write option as well as answer. You have to select option and write correct answer. So both should be there. If you are writing Roman numeral, only option. If you are writing Roman numeral, only answer, no marks will be given. No marks will be given. As in section 8, there is no half mark criteria, either 0 or 1. So only option, no marks, only answer, no mark. Even though if you write here normal number 1, you will not get marks. Suppose you are writing this everything correct, option A and metal, but you are not writing this is in Roman, again you will not get marks. Fine, because 3 onwards, 3, 4, 5, these question, if you are writing 3, 4 like this without using Roman numeral, then this becomes answer of section B. In section B you have question 3 to question 14. So are you getting it? This question will become your answer of section B. So you have to write Roman numeral, option as well as answer. Fine. Next is we have next we have very short answer, right? Now for very short answer, what you have to remember, your answer should be in one word or in one sentence. Suppose your numerical asked, like, what is the pH of 0.1 molar HCl, right? So your answer will be pH equals to 1. No formula, nothing will be asked. Fine. Or say any numerical is asked, like from colligative property or for whatever it is, from any other thermodynamics chapter, you will not write any formula, you will not show any calculation, you will just mention the answer. Suppose you have solved some question and you have got work done. So if it is asked what is the how much is the work done, you will just mention W is equal to whether it is positive or negative sign, that is important. Say 24.5 kilojoule is your answer. So answer with correct unit should be there. Everything should be there with sign, value and unit. Again here, if sign or value or unit is not mentioned, directly your 1 mark will be reduced because there is no half mark criteria. So either you will get 1 or 0. Coming to next part. Definitions and statement of law. Definition and statement of law should be from textbook, HSC board textbook. No NCERT statements will be considered as a right definition. Again, in definition we do not have 1.5 mark criteria. Structures and reaction. See, for structures and reaction, what you have to remember is all structures and reaction you will write with pen, not with pencil. Your pencil work is considered as rough work. So you will not write structures and reaction with pencil. It should be written with pen. Then show proper lone pair. Then show correct arrows which are required in the mechanism. Fine. Then correct condition should be mentioned. Then product, if you have major minor product, that also you have to mention in the reaction part. Fine. Now next is for numerical. For numerical, log tables will be provided to you. So you can use log table to do calculations. For numericals, what you will remember is while solving numerical, you will write down first data, then you will write formula, then solution, then answer. For answer, you will write value plus unit. There are marks for the units also. Data, suppose any calculation is there, small calculation, suppose say finding out number of moles. If you are just provided with a mass and then you have to calculate a number of moles in the data, then data may carry half marks. So always data do not have any marks. Formula does have some marks. Write down correct formula, 1 or 2 formula which you are going to use. Write down the correct formula, then write correct solution and answer. Sometimes students are getting confused which formula is to be used. If you are confused, write down both the formula. At least you will get the marks of formula even though your solution goes wrong. Fine. If you know unit, mention unit. Right. Suppose say work done is asked and you know that the unit for the work done is say either in kilojoules or in liter atmosphere. So write down correct unit. At least you will get marks for the unit. Formula, say formula is for 1 mark, substitution is for half mark, data is for say half mark and answer is half plus half. So total 3 marks. So at least you will get 1.5 mark for the formula and unit. Fine. Then, so what I will suggest is do not keep numericals for the option. Next, we have derivations. In the derivation, all steps are required. Suppose you have derivation of determination of molar mass from the colligative property elevation of boiling point. So we will first write that delta TB is equals to Kb into m. Now you have to mention that what is delta TB, what is Kb, what is m. You have to mention all the terms which are going to use. Fine. Your m is molality. Again in molality we have formula that N2 upon W2 upon W1, right? So you have to mention what is N2, what is W2, what is W1. For that again you have half mark. So suppose say you will get half mark for this. What is M and write in the formula of molality, again half mark. Fine. So if you have half mark for molality, if you forget to mention what is molality, you will not get half mark for this. This is for say half mark. Then substitution of molality will carry half mark, and rearranging formula for molar mass you will get half mark. Fine. So this is for substitution. You will substitute formula of molality in this, and then you will rearrange equation for M2. So like that way mark splitting will be there. If any one point if you will skip, you will not get mark for that. Is that clear to you? Next, diagram. For diagram, it should be drawn with pencil and it should have correct labeling. Fine. Size of diagram is very important. It should not be too large. At least it should occupy 60% of your paper. It should not occupy full page के labeling के लिए भी जगह नहीं रहेगा. So there should be space for the labeling also. So it should be at least it should cover 70% of page, 60 to 70% of page. That much should be the size of diagram. Next we have short answer and long answer question. So we have 2 marks question, short answer, long answer are 3 and 4 marks. What I will suggest is for these two, you have to write answer point wise, answer in point. No paragraphs are required. So you will write only points. You will write one point, explain, write one point and explain. Do not go on writing the whole paragraph. It's better if you are underlining the key words in the points. That will help you. Fine. Then lastly is applications, uses, chemical and physical properties, distinguishing points. All should be from HSC textbook only. Now here word to word nobody will check, but at least point should be from the textbook. You can elaborate point in your own word. Suppose it is asked to write uses of neon. So uses of neon you will write in our P block. It is given uses of P block you will do only from our textbook. So you will write only those. If you will write any extra uses, though your use is right, but it will not be considered for HSC examination. Is that clear to you? Then okay. Next we have general mistakes while attempting the paper. Fine. Now we have to mention all question numbers. Why it is important? Sometimes we get any mistakes in the question. So that time to get credit mark you have to mention all question numbers. Suppose in section B you are solving question 3, but you are not solving question 4. But write question number 4, again you are solving question 5. So these answers will be there. If this answer is not there, question number is there, you will get credit mark for that, right? Sometimes board say that if you student has written something then give marks, but what I will suggest is at least you put all question number, and it will also give idea to the examiner that students have not attempted this question. So just write down question number if you are not writing or if you are not attempting it also. Then valency of carbon. We have to keep in mind that carbon is always tetravalent, right? Sometimes in a flow when we are writing CH3, CH2, again we write CH3, again we write CH3, right? Here carbon has become pentavalent. Now this is by mistake because we have lot of pressure of board exam, right? So this happens. I'm not saying that you are writing it, I mean you are doing it intentionally, or if you do not, I mean it is not like that you do not know. This happens by mistake. So you have to always check the valency of carbon. It should be tetravalent only, no pentavalent carbon. Fine. If your valency of carbon is not right, you will lose whole mark of your reaction. Fine. So valency of carbon should be proper. Now next is reaction of polymer. Suppose a question is asked that prepare polyethylene. So to prepare polyethylene, you will first write ethene monomer, right? So we will first write structure of ethene, condition at high temperature and pressure, and then I'll get monomer, then I'll get polymer. Fine. I have written everything. Major mistake is I forgot to write here n. If I will not take n number of monomer, how will I get polymer? So n is very much important. If you forgot to write this, if you forget to write n over here or say over here, then you will lose full 2 marks. This question is asked for 2 marks, so n is must in the reaction. So 1 mark is for statement and 1 mark for the reaction. Then if you are not mentioning n in the reaction, then definitely you will lose your marks. So be careful. Next point is for major and minor product. For major and minor product, suppose say we have electrophilic substitution reaction, that time always we get, or always, not always, in sometimes we get ortho and para directing product. So one is ortho derivative and another one is para. So you have to mention that, I mean in major cases we have para as major product. So you have to mention that which is major product and which is minor product. Then in derivation, as I told you, you have to explain all the terms involved in the derivations. That also carries mark. For MCQs, as I told you, for MCQs, what we have to remember that you have to write option as well as answer. Fine. That thing you will remember. So you have to write option plus answer, that you already know. Only first attempt will be considered. First attempt. Now what is first attempt of MCQs? We have, say you are solving this on 2 pages. Suppose on page number 2 you are solving this section A, question A. Answer is say metal. Okay. After that, if I feel answer is not A, then what you will do? You will cancel A and then you make it as option number B, and then you write this is as, suppose, non-metal. Answer is say non-metal. This is allowed. This is allowed because this is will be considered as your first attempt. You have changed your just answer. What is second attempt is, suppose on page number 8, again you are writing question number 1, Roman 1. Here you are given option B as answer. Here suppose you have written option C with answer. And like that way whole full section will be solved again, like for MCQs. Question number 1 you solved, say again 10 questions here, 10 questions here. Then this will be considered as your first attempt which you are solving first. The one which is going on later pages, that will be considered as second attempt, and it will not be considered even though it is highly scored. Suppose say on page number 8, suppose you have written maximum marks and then you have got 8 marks, and suppose you are getting here only 5 marks. Then 5 marks will be considered because board's rule is only first attempted question will be considered, not second. So it is like examiner has to choose which one is highly scored, and then no, that will not be done. You have to solve only that once. This is allowed but this is not allowed. Fine. Next, coming to marks distribution. If you have 2 mark question, marks will be split as half each, or for 3 marks also, a half mark 6 steps will be there, or you can have splitting like half, 1 and half. For 3 marks you may have half, 1 plus 1 half, like that way. So splitting can be any way. For 2 marks it is 1 plus 1. For 3 marks it can be 1 plus 1 plus 1. For optional questions, if this is there, highly scored questions will be considered. Suppose say we have section D, question number 27. Now here we have written say 3 marks, 2 and half, 3 and half, again say 3 and half, and here 1 and half. Now highly scored 3 questions will be chosen. So 3 marks, 3 and half, 3 and half. These two will be considered as option. Fine. So total marks will be 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9. 9 plus 1 will be 10. 10 marks you will get. Fine. Okay. Suppose we have your only 3 marks. So your total marks will be 9 and half. This 9 and half will be round off to again 10. This rounding off we do section wise. Section B, C and D. There only half mark will be rounded off. So no, each question will be rounded off. Like students sometimes they have this in their mind that 3 and half, if we have got over here, that will become 4. No, rounding off will be done section wise. Then coming to next. See, next is very important is time management. As I told you, for 70 marks we have 70 marks we have 180 minutes. So what I will tell you, we will just consider that for 1 mark we have 2 minutes, right? So 2 minutes for 1 mark, if we'll do such calculation, then for 18 marks, 18 twos are 36 minutes will be required. 16 twos are 32. 24 twos are 48. 12 twos are 24. See, in section A there is not much to write. MCQs we get 10 MCQs and very short answer time. So what I suggest is, in first 30 minutes you finish with section A. So section A should be finished in 30 minutes. Section B ideally 32 minutes will be required, but we will use some extra time to this. So in 40 minutes you should solve your question section B. Then section C 48 minutes. So instead of using 48 minutes, section C has total 8 questions, 3 marks each, becomes little lengthy part. So let us utilize one, or let us use 60 minutes, 1 hour. So you have to solve section C in 1 hour, and for section D 24 minutes are required for 12 marks. I feel for 12 marks 30 minutes are enough, right? So if you do calculation for 70 marks, 160 minutes are enough, right? Still we have 20 minutes which we will use at the start and end. At start, as I told you, like for the selection of question, first you read your question paper and select which options you are going to do. It is there on, I think, page number 3 or something. It is there. Let us see. It is selection of for selection of question, as I said you, this will do on last page. For that you will require that 10 minutes. So you will use those 10 minutes to select questions. Then at the end again you'll be having 10 minutes. Now this 10 minutes you will use to check your papers first to section A whether you have written correct option and correct answer. Sometimes we write correct option but we write different answer. So just check that whether you have written options and answer correctly. Then whether you have, right, as I told you, you have some part you have kept for the options. If you wanted to write something over that, then use that time for you write some extra points if you wanted to write in those 10 minutes, and total will be now 180 minutes for 70 marks. Fine. Then these are reference book. As I told you, this is our standard 12 chemistry textbook which we will use for the definition. As I told you, you will not use any NCERT textbook, therefore you will use definitions and statement of law given by the chemistry textbook. For your preparation of board, you can use this Vidyalanka's paper solution which is given. Here you will have all physics, chemistry, maths, biology. 17 board papers are solved from 2013 to 23. Then we have score boosters for CET. You can see this. It is available on this also. It is also available on Amazon and Flipkart. Then this is so we have the Pranav Kutte as our ranker, 100 percentile in all PCM. This is classroom program student, and also he has taken crash course from us. We have also our crash course. You can contact on this number. Then we have online test series for CET where we will be having 10 FLT's full length online test where you will get detailed solutions also. Fine. And it will be like having original feeling of your examination, like that. It is available on, books are available on this website. Then we have again some series of online series, and these are certain books which are there which you can take. Then we are finishing our session here. All the best for your examination. Thank you so much.